everybody, and welcome to our day 3 of Wellness Bootcamp for our quarantine time here. And today we're focusing on Thieves Vitality, essential oil from the Premium Starter Kit, Young Living's Premium Starter Kit. And in Peter's video, he talked about how important, how great a tool Thieves Vitality is for the immune system. And when we're talking about the immune system, which is really important, right? The whole point of us sheltering in place and protecting society and all of this stuff is that we need to have healthy immune system during this time. So we really need to do everything in our power to keep our immune system strong and healthy and vibrant. Okay?
I mean, there ought to be personal motivation for that, right? The healthier your system is, the more mild the situation would be if you did get this thing. And I just assume we're going to get it. I mean, I'm kind of a worst case scenario kind of guy. So I assume we're going to get this thing, and then now what, right? And so this is the whole point for, hey, I want to do everything I can to have a strong immune system, so when this thing comes knocking on the door, my immune system's ready to kick it to the curb, and I get
and it's not like there aren't other things out there when you're out at the grocery store or whatever. That's always been true.
This isn't new for us, right? We have a child with Down syndrome who has immune compromised. We've been doing the washing the hands thing for 16 years. We take our shoes off at the door. We come in, and anytime we've been out in public, we come back and wash our hands. This is not new for us. We're shaking our heads at a lot of people going, what? This is the first time you've realized that washing your hands after going and touching 1,000 contact points of microbial...
Every doorknob,
everything. And so anyway, we're kind of like, whatever.
Right. So anyway, for this particular topic, the entire 3-part wellness strategy is important. You can't let one of them drop, right? You have to have... The 3 parts are stop the poison or don't hurt yourself. 2, flood the body with nutrients, which is like giving your body the support that it needs. And 3, managing stress. And if any of those, it's like a 3-legged table. If any of those legs come out, everything's going to fall. So we really have to have all 3 of those parts going all the time. And so this is a great time to just kind of do an evaluation. Where am I at with those 3 things? Watch Peter's video. Tune in with us on the Wellness Bootcamp here for the quarantine for the 14 days, and you'll get all these, more and more tips through the 14 days. Okay, so let's talk about our Thieves Vitality, which, do you have it? Because I want to smell it.
It's right here.
I love this oil. Thieves it smells like Christmas.
It smells like Christmas.
So it's got cinnamon and clove, eucalyptus.
And then you got the eucalyptus, lemon, and rosemary.
Right.
I got that formula down now.
Okay. I love just to smell it. It's wonderful. Okay,
I even put it on, but
good.
I can't do that because this is a Vitality.
In fact,
this is only for internal use.
One of a young living leader made a Thieves recipe booklet, Thieves Vitality recipe booklet, and I was like, why would you put Thieves in anything? Anyway, she had all these recipes, and it was amazing. I was like, it really does taste good, because if you think about it, other than eucalyptus, you don't eat very much. But all the other ones you eat.
It's in mouthwash.
Right, right. I don't really usually taste the eucalyptus. But anyway, cinnamon and clove, I bake with that all the time. And so it's really a great way to do that. I think it actually tastes pretty good. So Peter made a capsule. And I want you to just contrast here. His constitution, he made a 10-drop thing, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, if I took 10 drops of oil, I'd probably like have oil coming out my pores. Like everybody else would be able to smell it coming off of me. So my system is just much more sensitive. I say I'm like a cheap date. So I take, like, if I made a capsule, I'd probably put 4 drops in. And so you kind of get to know that. If you've never taken a capsule of oil before, you probably want to just go ahead and do a smaller amount. But now we're going to do a demo with different ways to take Thieves Vitality. So which one?
So I got schooled yesterday. I got put the oil first and then the other thing.
Because it mixes in.
So here is the proper way to take an oil drop in something. Is you put the oil drop in first. Here's 1 drop. Oh, 2 drops came out. This will be hers. And in this case, I'm going to use some organic, natural
Because
honey.
honey, typically we think about that to
See, now I need a third hand.
as tools.
No, I got it. No, we're good.
As tools to as a tool to support the immune system. People think about it for taking it for seasonal sniffles or allergies, and so a lot of people take honey. So you can just add or enhance that with the Thieves Vitality.
So here's about a teaspoon of honey.
Oh, I get
That's
to have
for
it?
you, honey.
Oh, thank you. That tastes good.
And then I would
Thieves
use the
is
same
strong.
spoon, but in the context of social distancing and the current thing, I get a new spoon.
I actually need
So-
it. It's because honey is not super fat. There's not a lot of fat in honey, so I'm getting a little bit of extra exciting tingle from the Thieves in there.
Now, if you don't want any tingle, if you want to be tingle-less in your Thieves experience, get some vegetable oil. I've got flax oil right here.
Again, a lot of people take an oil for different health
And
reasons.
This is not really coming out. Okay, so here is a spoonful of flax oil.
You might be getting your omegas, and you can enhance that with the Thieves
Whatever
Vitality.
oil you want to take.
Right.
But this is, essential oils are fat soluble. So this just absorbed all of the Thieves compounds, just whoosh, immediately went into the flax oil, which means they're going to stay in there. And when I take this, I'm not going to get that tingle, because all I'm going to get is vegetable
The
oil.
tingle already stopped. So even if you get the tingle, it's like, oh, it stopped. I don't need it diluting it.
A little bit of tingle, a little bit.
So that's different ways to take it. Also, did you have something to say?
No,
Okay.
I'm just thinking about a tingle.
A lot of people add Thieves to a hot drink. You can make what people, other oilers call Thieves Tea, and just put a drop in a mug and then fill it with hot water. And again, it tastes pretty good on its own. So you can kind of get, again, the oil going into your body. And what happens when you're drinking an essential oil in water when you put it into your body?
Okay, because essential oils are not water soluble, they're fat soluble. They will float on the surface, which is the mistake I made yesterday. Got schooled on that. Don't do that.
But you can do it, but
Put the oil in first, then put the Ninja Red. Okay, got
but
it.
you learn by contrast.
I got it now. So the oil will stay on the top of an aqueous, of a water-based system, okay, the essential oil. And so when you do that, and you have, and that's a perfectly good way to take an oil, is put a drop of essential oil in water, drink that. The water will basically push the essential oil to the surface, and so in this case, the surface is anything that's coming in contact. So now your body, which has fat compounds, right? Your body's made out of a lot of fat. The cell surface is all fat. The essential oil will now get pushed into the tissue by the water. So if you want to get a fast whoosh of oil into the tissue, put it in water. If you want to do that topically, this is just a side note. If I'm going to put an oil topically, put a hot, wet compress. The wet compress on top drives the oil deeper.
Let's do a demo on that tomorrow.
And we'll demo on that tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to talk about Raven for the respiratory system.
Okay, so yes, very good. So with the water, some people put it in their coffee, if you're a coffee drinker, in their tea.
The more fat you mix into the liquid that you have, let's say you have coffee and you put creamer in there or some coconut milk or something, that's going to trap the essential oil into
the less tingle.
And it's less tingle. Now, here's something to keep in mind. If you take a capsule, like I did earlier, and you burp that capsule back up, and it burns all the way up and then all the way back down and all the way back up, you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever done a capsule of oregano or thyme oil, you know that can happen. What do? Right? And in this case, I have done this. I've had the thyme oil come right back up, almost took my breath away. It was so strong. Grab a bottle of olive oil and swig it. And that olive oil, which is fat, will coat all of the surface and go down, and it will carry and drive that essential oil back down into the stomach, carried down by the fat of the vegetable oil. So you can always manage the essential oil with fat. Right. So have a vegetable oil. We always do this when we talk about oils and using oils with kids, and whenever we're teaching an oil class, always have, even when you're out and about teaching an oil class, have a bottle of olive oil
or diluting
oil or
oil.
V6 any kind of vegetable oil on hand. Because if someone did get an essential oil in your eye or something like that, then you want to dilute with vegetable oil, not with water.
I'm gonna school you again, because like, who swigs out of the olive oil bottle?
Well, I didn't my lips didn't touch it. I mean, I would never
like
do
a
that.
spoon. Hello.
Well, I mean, it was desperate. It was, I'm at home. I'm by myself. I don't want to admit that I've, burped a capsule of oregano oil because, then I'd get schooled on that too.
Hot chocolate you can do. I like Thieves in the hot chocolate, and like a chai tea is really yummy.
You see,
you're
going to find out how strong your marriage is at the end of this staycation for
That's
2
right.
weeks.
Okay, so how to use Thieves Vitality like as a supplement. So it's really great. Okay, skill building. Again, today Peter talked about in his video. Really, it's the whole 3-part wellness strategy. So really, let's go back and use your oils. Get into that, manage your stress, and use your oils. So you have that whole kit from the premium starter kit. Get it out. Use your oils. So we put some diffuser blends in the blog post that focus on Thieves, but you can use whatever you have. So your challenge today is to use one of your oils in there in the 3 different ways. So diffusing, topically, and ingesting, like we talked about with the Thieves Vitality. So you can do that with your Thieves Vitality today. Pick one of the ways we talked about and use your Thieves Vitality in that way.
I want to point out, is just keep in mind, this is something that it occurred to me when I was mixing concrete, is that guys, and I'm not saying that ladies, you aren't doing this too. I mean, we're out there in the backs of closets, we're cleaning things out, dust is coming out, that's going to hit the immune system, it's going to hit the respiratory system. Guys, you're out there, maybe we're painting, maybe you're finishing a piece of furniture, you're using chemicals. Please, 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 this is a time to protect yourself. Use protective devices. Use your PPEs, right? I mean, I've got a dust mask, a respirator mask, and put that on when you're doing the chemical stuff. If you're painting and that kind of, use all natural, no VOC paints. Just do the best you can to protect yourself during this time. And we all have this opportunity when you're at home to do some projects and this is all good. I like those projects. I'm with you. I'm doing them too. But we don't want to get ourselves run down and chemically burdened by the very things or the very time that we have when we're supposed to be, protecting ourselves. So just keep those things in mind that, we do have protective equipment, protective devices, gloves, masks, respirators. If you've done any work around in the shop or things like that, you have those things already. Obviously you can't get hold of them if you don't. They're in short supply. But just protect yourself. From your activity, your own activities. Okay,
so just wrapping up, I'm going to bring it back to relating it, connecting it to the other resources that are available to you with our Minke Wellness resources. For the wellness strategy, again, you're focusing on all 3 parts: stop the poison, flood the body with nutrients, and manage stress. For the 4 essentials for life, the main one we talked about really was food from a supplement standpoint. But we're also really, you got to manage that stress. So that love, use your oils, bring in that love. And in the While Wellness program, where we're focusing on the different body systems, we have an entire month. Month 10 is on immune system, and it's a great resource. And again, the link is in the blog post. And that reminded me that we have an awesome class in our membership, our subscription membership Facebook group that's called Winter Wellness. And
it's a 4-part class that we did on winter wellness, and it's very appropriate for what we've been talking about right here and the things that you need to be thinking.
Focused on holidays, but it talks about stopping the poison and managing stress and supporting the immune system through the holiday challenges, which you just kind of morph it a little bit. And that's basically what we're doing right now.
Right, and so it's a great resource. If you want to get access to that, it's a membership Facebook group that we have, and we'll put a link there that you can join us with that. That's a one-time membership fee, one-time lifetime membership.
Yeah, go look at the blog post for all the diffuser blends and everything, and scripture verses, affirmations, everything. And we'll see you tomorrow.